Last night I typed out a message that I felt like, and before I guess typing out that message, I actually was in the room alone because I was left alone for a minute. And I think, if I had recorded that, I think I would have been pretty satisfied with, I guess, having recorded everything that I was saying. Unfortunately, I never really hit record when I'm basically ranting, or I guess going off, or I guess nagging is what I guess you guys may probably consider it at this point, but the message that I was typing after the fact, I think I also kind of liked it. So this is what I type, and it says, "Thank you, Chief. I think I just won out. The system has some scumbags for leaders. I'm not sure who these men are, but well, the dilemma is simple. They set me up. I think like they truly wanted to help me, isolated me, but spoiled the whole chosen one bullshit when they had my ex call me that. And well, how the fuck would my ex know? If it was a synchronicity, supposedly? What's even more fucked up is I don't even think they forced people into playing along. Just how they manipulated me, I also think other people were not talked to about what the system's true intention was. I feel used and attacked, not just like on me, but like used to attack others. But if there is truth to that, I don't think these people lose anything. In fact, the fact that a system could have schemed and plotted for who knows how long to attack others, someone who I think gagged them and made them mad some time ago, around 2016, speaks about the importance and attention. Apparently, it's a lot, lol, that this person commands. I'm sure they are fine, and I love that for them. It ain't their fault these motherfuckers scheme like a bunch of pussy faggots, bitches. But as for me, yeah, I want out. I don't feel welcome nor wanted, nor actually truly helped and supported. I just feel used and fucked with, and I want out because I think I'll be better in my home country. It's not about winning or losing, but I'm not gonna do some shit that they design to a performance. That's fucked up. You guys don't need me to do the right. You guys don't need me to do the right thing. But I also think you guys don't truly care to do better because the system claims to be about something that I have unfortunately found it's nothing of that sort. I'm mad. Some people may call that bitter, but I think I'm feeling more sad and disappointed more than anything because I know you guys didn't need to do me like that. But your intentions, your true intentions, you guys hinted at from the very beginning. And so I don't wish to remain here. It's not my home. And no, I'm not telling you guys how to run your country. I just didn't know that you guys abuse and exploited folks like that fucking cunningly and pettily. I miss peace and I miss human warmth and connection. I do. I got feelings. I'm a sensitive guy and I don't know what all this was, but yeah, I guess a waste. You guys shouldn't be like that. Seriously. If you guys want to attack someone, do so directly. All this scheming and manipulation ain't really cool. If you guys feel clever and savage about being like that, cool, that works for y'all, but I don't like it and I don't want nothing to do with it. It's not my MO. But I mean, yeah, you guys can be all that. Take it all. I'm good because I never said I wanted those things that you simplified my personal dynamics into. I don't know why, other than to think that that was you guys doing some scheming and plotting like I'm talking about. It ain't cool. That laughing emoji told me everything yesterday. You know, the one that appeared for like a split second and vanished. So yeah, I just want out. Whoever that person was, they are a jerk and an asshole and a bitch and a cunt and a faggot and apparently racist too. So I don't wish to stay where I'm not wanted and where the help they claim to want to give me is phony. I just want it to be treated like a person. I want it to have a sense of joy over what I created, a sense that it's mine, and to be proud of when I finished it. Just like the support system, my peace of mind, my faith, and my sense of safety and security in navigating life and being able to trust and connect with others. You guys strip me of those things, and I think you guys would wish for and desire for these things yourselves. It's inherent to what makes us human, each and every one of us. I'm sorry. It's a short message, but the context of, I guess, the laughing emoji is that, well, I was set up to made feel or to be under the impression that I guess my struggles literally I guess were aligning with I guess my areas of passion, or more specifically I guess the artistry of I guess the artist of my life, and when I literally thought that was I guess something I guess cosmic, I guess like the universe was basically I guess just aligning I guess their artistry and aligning I guess my struggles, and I literally felt for a split second that yo, is the universe handing me like a purpose, could it be that, because I'm just like I mean this is just a little too weird, but as I've come to realize, no, that was only really, I guess, the system, I guess, setting that up, to ultimately have a reason to what I basically call put their fucking foot on my neck, by intensifying what they were already doing to me, in the name of containing me, I guess, from, I guess, speaking up about, I guess, some things that they were doing to me that are illegal, I guess, and I was dangled an idea of a reward if I achieved a dream. I was not given a prompt, I was not given like a bullet point list about what that dream had to be. And seeing as how I was basically being fucked with, I guess, and it had it already intensified, I felt like at one point, it might just be best, I guess, if I basically make my dream about something other than, I guess, what I initially thought I wanted to make my dream about, So I thought maybe I should pivot left or I should pivot right, and I could still basically come back to it, I guess, whenever I guess I feel safer doing so, whenever the coast is clear, I guess, so to speak, And it was in that moment, I guess, that I realized that, no, um, there was no desire for me to pivot left or right, and do something different other than what I guess they already knew I was working on. Well, because they were monitoring me and they were basically here's the gag. They were nudging me and socially engineering me down a path that I thought was my own, but it was not my own. It was something that they orchestrated for me and that I fell for it. And what I thought were my choices were not my choices. It was the choices they laid out for me, basically. And in that moment, I guess, I literally realized that everything that I had basically been going through, all the abuse, all the, humiliation, smearing, slandering, the job mobbing beforehand, the stalking, harassment, the invasion of privacy, everything, and I could go on, I guess into detail, but well, what I want to get at is that all that basically it didn't need to be done to me. And of course, I guess when you realize that it didn't need to be done to you, but ultimately, I guess, they chose to do that to you. Well, and I guess you realize that, your choices, I guess, really were it was a path laid out for you. You're basically given a role and you were never, I guess, approached about whether I guess, this was a role I guess you were even interested in, And what's even I guess more fucked up is that this role is I guess not even I guess a genuine role because well, at the very beginning I was given some army sweatpants by I guess one of their favorite perpetrators is my guess, and they did choose to basically I guess have bias side with and play favorites with this individual, and I guess this individual gave me on behalf of the system some army sweatpants that I guess in retrospect I consider it a sort of I guess symbolic I guess gift if you want to call it that, um, about what they wanted me to basically be for them, like their little boy toy soldier, ultimately. And I think it basically came about, being chosen for me without my, I guess, awareness, and without, I guess, my consent, and without, I guess, my involvement, um, all because, I guess, the choices of my music. And yeah, I guess, I think the first and most, I guess, important, I guess, intention, I guess, that they had for me was to make me look like a dumbass. Well, because this perpetrator, I guess, the one they sided with, and I guess is their favorite, I guess they call that family, they played me a video about a chicken, and I guess on the first 99 days of the chicken's life, I guess, it thinks that its owner loves him, because it basically gets fed by the owner. The owner takes care of it, and the owner lets it play with the other chicken friends, I guess, and I guess, the field or whatever. And it was on the fateful 100th day that the chicken ultimately found out that no, the owner did not, in fact, love him, or I guess her. The owner was just basically, I guess, fattening the chicken up, I guess, to basically put the chicken on the truck, I guess, on the way to the slaughterhouse. And there was another perpetrator of theirs, someone who I wasn't even aware was a perpetrator, but I guess, as I've come to realize, is they're also a perpetrator because, well, apparently the system has a lot, they went around painting people's doors red, apparently, and whole towns red, apparently. But yeah, this other individual sent me, I guess, an image of a design they were working on, and it was a chicken doing like a karate move or whatever. And I knew the person worked on designs here and there, that was unlike any of the designs they worked on, unlike any of them. It was a different design. It was cool, but it was not like their usual designs. And in retrospect, well, I already knew, I guess, why their favorite perpetrator, I guess, literally was playing me that video. I got the message loud and clear, I guess, in the moment, well, because I was already being fucked with. The one that caught me, I guess, a little bit by surprise, in retrospect, when I went back and I literally remembered, oh shit, that was symbolic about what the fuck the system planned to do with me, And when I say the system's intention was to make me look like a fucking dumbass, well, basically, as I've come to learn, this whole gang stalking conspiracy theory bullshit is really, I guess, just a code name, I guess, for exploiting and trafficking and abusing somebody, and I guess entrapping and coercing them, I guess, so one of the tactics with, I guess, trafficking, it's called psychological bondage. And well, I guess they utilize that tactic predominantly to make me look like a fucking dumbass. And it's only after the fact that, I guess, they, I guess, achieve that goal, that I guess, they want to be like, come through, meet us halfway, we got you. And I'm just like, well, what the fuck was that energy in the beginning, because it was not there. But yeah, I've been confused about, I guess, what the system's true intentions and, I guess, true um care for me is, because they've been confusing, and well, I guess that's literally done on purpose. And I'm still confused, and to be honest, I don't even fucking feel like, I guess, like, I don't feel that, I guess, they would not fuck me over again. I think they would, and who knows. But well, I want to be left alone. I'm hoping that, I guess, once I post this, that, they will leave me the fuck alone. Who knows, they may not, but I have dreams, and my dreams are not broken. Unfortunately for me, I guess they also didn't tell me that, I guess, when they dangled that idea of a carrot on a stick, a reward, if I achieved a dream that they didn't tell me, I guess, they didn't even, I guess, tell me this, I guess, to my face. This is all done psychologically, I guess, or through, I guess, subtleties, I guess, whether online, my phone, my computer, through other people. But well, psychological bondage ultimately, you can look it up. I'm gonna explain it, I guess, in simple terms. Basically, they were going along the websites that I basically go to, I guess, and sort of, I guess, seeding, I guess, or dropping hints about, I guess, things, I guess, that they knew about me, and I guess things that I thought, well, I guess if they know that I'm working on basically speaking up about, I guess, what the fuck they literally, I guess, are doing to me, what the fuck they literally freaking set me up to basically, I guess, feel like, I guess, was a purpose for me to basically, I guess, tackle, to prove this whole conspiracy theory, I guess, not, I guess, a conspiracy theory, but, something that actually does happen and is real, I guess, since I had come to read, I guess, about other people experiencing something similar um, online. And, well, I know I was not schizophrenic, and the conspiracy theory says, I guess, that a lot of people that claim this, I guess, are schizophrenic or, I guess, suffering from paranoid delusions or hallucinations or some shit like that, Persecutory delusions is what it's called. But well, I know I'm not, crazy or schizophrenic or delusional. I have been driven, I guess, to be destabilized. And I'm not sure exactly when to cut it off right now. I guess I just want to give enough meat, I guess, for them to basically feel like a sense of gratification that they're looking for. Hopefully, I guess I can accomplish that. It's been 17 minutes so far, and I think I'm gonna stop at the 20-minute mark because it's a lot, and I could go on and on and on and on, but I'm not doing this because I have a desire, I'm just doing this because well, I want some peace and I want to be left alone, and I don't want to be toyed with anymore. I mentioned something earlier about a laughing emoji, and well, see, this is what how the setup is, right? I literally was sold this idea, blown air up my ass about, I guess, me having, I guess, a purpose that, I guess somehow seemed like, I guess, it was the universe aligning me, I guess, my struggles with, I guess, the artists that I look up to. And somehow, I guess, I thought, wow, I mean, this honestly must be, I guess, something, I guess, the universe worked up, but I think that these motherfuckers, because they're motherfuckers and I fucking hate their bitch asses, and it's okay. I think they don't like me too much, but why the fuck would, I guess, they have somebody reveal to me that literally I'm a chosen one? Because if I was a chosen one, well, I guess, the person wouldn't know if I was a chosen one, right? Because, well, I guess, it's the universe, so it's not like the universe talks to us, we can basically feel it. But I mean, the minute that, I guess, I guess he dropped that hint, it was like, oh shit, so I guess, this is basically, I guess, just all somebody's doing, and the minute that they spoiled that is, I guess, that fucking kills the whole fucking, I guess, let's fucking, I guess, help this guy achieve a dream, I guess, that he literally feels, I guess, good accomplishing it, but well, I guess when they dangle that idea of a reward, they didn't tell me, I guess, that they were using that as bait to basically just keep me in that cycle of abuse and exploitation that I was already in. And so yeah, I didn't know that it was a trap, and my dumbass fell for it. Though I guess I should go back on dumbass because, well, I didn't know, I guess, that they would do me like that, and I also didn't know the red flags to look out for. Um, but yeah, they ultimately just how, I guess, they had somebody give me some army sweatpants very early on, I guess, to poke fun at, I guess, the role that they were giving me, I guess, of this boy toy soldier or this little bullshit social justice advocate leader, when really it was just gonna be for their fucking dumbass, Um, well, they also were fucking with my efforts whenever I was working on my ideas, they were fucking with my efforts on my computer, and ultimately it communicated, that I guess they didn't take anything that I did serious, And so I guess you can sense, or if you I guess care to fucking I guess try to imagine I guess what the fuck that would feel like, that you're working on something I guess that you want basically I guess to speak I guess to what you're feeling, and I guess they want to replace it with something that's basically mocking you. And ultimately, they're the ones that gave you the role. They're the ones that gave you the struggles. They're the ones that nudged you and socially engineered you down a path that you didn't know was, I guess, they're doing and not your choices. It was just a path laid out for you. And so I guess you can see how fucking I guess hurt and betrayed you feel when that's the case, because you literally realize in the moment when they're fucking I guess replacing your fucking video, I guess, what the link you're trying to convert into something mocking. You can feel I guess the sense of, oh shit, they're basically communicating that anything that I make is basically I guess just ultimately not to be taken serious by them. And so ultimately, I think that's why I've had a difficult time honestly doing anything, and that's why honestly I don't want shit from them. I think they can shove that shit up their fucking bitch asses, since they act like a bunch of faggots and they get involved in fucking gay people's business, because that's so normal. But yeah. With that being said, I think I have said enough. I think that's enough gratification that they were looking for, because they're greedy, and I guess they're not done exploiting me, and I'm not too sure that they're not gonna basically, I guess, stop exploiting me. I think they could possibly very well, I guess, continue, and well, it's not, I guess, working out for me so far. I mean, like I feel like I could be laying in bed sleeping. I could be doing this for days on end, sleeping, waking up, sleeping, sad, and they will fuck with me. They will fuck with me and not have any reason to fuck with me. Or I could, I guess, be doing things that they could, I guess, say, oh, well, we have a reason to fuck with you, though. I guess really it's not really, I guess I don't need to be treated like a lab rat, I don't need to be called their pet. I don't need to be called a cockroach or a fucking dog or a fucking rat, I don't need to be called a fucking turtle or a fucking snail, because they disempower whatever the fuck I work on, That's not my fault that they're fucking cunning and they're fucking assholes. That's not my fault. So I mentioned that I wanted to create something that I guess it's empowering to me, something that I can enjoy working on, I guess, when I'm working on it and putting in effort, something that I can feel a sense of being proud when when I've accomplished it and I'm done, something that, I can have a sense of ownership and a vision that was my own. But well, I guess, what I realized just yesterday, was that ultimately, I thought of, I guess, I had this idea, right? I have had many ideas, and you guys know all this shit, so I don't even know what the fuck I guess I really am explaining. But well, hopefully, I'm hoping they leave me the fuck alone, but there was an idea I had not really put in efforts for, And granted, there was many ideas prior that I had put in efforts for, but well, I guess somehow in some shape, way, or form, they basically, I guess, disempowered that, fuck with my efforts, have people ridicule and fucking shit on those ideas before I even fucking finish them or even fucking publish them, And so you can see how that would basically give you a sense of feeling defeated, And I'm honestly tired. And well, I thought, just the day before yesterday, yo, I've thought about these ideas before, but well, I haven't really put in effort, I guess on these ideas, it was Jim Morrison's birthday, just a couple days ago. And so I thought I would make, I guess, some content, I guess, about Jim Morrison. And well, in that very moment, they had their favorite perpetrator ultimately, I guess, send me a message, because the webpage that I was on that was called Please Kill Me. This is what's cool. And I guess that perpetrator, which, honestly, I don't blame that perpetrator for being an asshole. I kind of already know, I guess, I already knew, I guess, he's been an asshole, I guess, and still, I guess, I've also seen, I guess, him be sweet and be completely the opposite. And so sometimes I choose to believe, I guess, that this individual is just an asshole because I guess they're instructed to be an asshole, or I guess they have a sense of, I guess, unity along with the people that I guess he enjoys, I guess, being an asshole with me, with, I guess. But my anger's not at this individual or the other people. My anger is, I guess, with the system because ultimately they are the cunts, is what they call themselves. And this individual texted me, I guess, a message that said, it basically, I guess, repeated the word what. And grant, they had not been texting me, I guess, like, I guess they barely ever text me, to be honest, but when they do message me, it's usually to, disempower something, I guess, that I'm working on. They've done that, and or I guess, you know, maybe invite me over. And I guess I don't have a support system right now. I don't really feel like I have friends, though I think my friends were manipulated into participating into something that was just ultimately not really done to actually really help me. It was to screw me over. But when this individual sent me, I guess, that message and I guess that word was repeated, it was to let me know that the web page that I was on was ultimately, I guess, they're doing, because the system's garbage. And right after that, I guess they began fucking with my efforts on my computer. Because, well, they have remote access, I guess, and they also have remote access to my phone. And they fuck with me on my phone, my computer. They've came on in my speaker at least once. And they fuck with me, I guess, by changing up the music, I guess, trying to annoy me or get reactions out of me. Well, because I don't have privacy. And I don't have privacy because they chose to disregard, I guess, approaching me the way that they approach everyone else. This all could have, I guess, been over, I guess, the minute it started if they had just cared to approach me and treat me like a human and offer me some help, some genuine, some authentic, real care, and some real support, if that's what they were actually doing. But I don't think that that's what they wanted. And I have confirmed, I guess, that that's the case, I guess, because whenever I was dictating to my phone yesterday in the morning, whenever I was doing that, since I say that they have remote access to my phone, well, ultimately, this cackling, laughing emoji appears and vanishes like it appears and vanishes right away. But that's them, I guess, because I was basically going, dictating. I was ranting, I guess, to my phone because I was upset about, I guess, them basically having yet, I guess, fucked with my efforts for another idea that I had not basically, I guess, really put in efforts for, but I guess, that I thought, well, hey, maybe I should work on this, since seeing as how I guess they haven't really fucked this up for me yet. And well, I guess the fact that they did begin fucking with me, I guess, and that they, I guess, try to take ownership or I guess try to basically, I guess, make the whole process of creating something, I guess, just not even something that I desire or feel motivated into actually doing. Um, I was upset. And so I was speaking to my phone, dictating via my voice. And when I saw that laughing, cackling emoji appear, I thought, well, that tells me everything about, I guess, the help or the support, or I guess the helping me achieve, I guess, a dream, or I guess the helping me level up. That tells me everything about that fucking phony ass fucking shit that they try to basically tell me is true care and support. And so, yeah, honestly, you guys can go fuck yourselves. This is what you wanted. I didn't really enjoy making this, but this is what you wanted, and it's just gonna be a black screen. But my dream is not broken. But I'm not dancing for you fuckers. This is what you wanted. Take it. But you guys are garbage. Shove whatever the fuck you guys dangled up your fucking bitch asses. Fucking pieces of shit.